Splatoon! I had to do a quick video because I just woke up like almost 2 hours ago, and the first thing I do, open up my Twitter, and what did I found? This! I found this! What is it? The Kraken is back! As an OG Splatoon player, this is a dream come true! The Splatoon gods have heard us! The Kraken is back! Here we have the Splatoon Japanese account on Twitter. With the new season just around the corner, they started posting the new stuff coming to the next month. Here we have the render models of the Inkling and Octoling Kraken, and they even have a short video on how they play in this game. And that's not it. They also announced that my previous main weapon, the Krak-On Roller, is coming for the fresh season. I actually made a video about this, of me realizing and kind of complaining that my main weapon was not in the game. I was not sure if they were going to put it in the next seasons, because since it's a ditto weapon of the Splat Roller, I thought the Krak-On was done. I even did a Photoshop thing of what I was expecting from them, but this exceeded my expectations. Like, it's practically the OG Krak-On Splat Roller. So I want to dedicate this video on how to use the OG Krak-On Splat Roller, and also analyze a little bit more the new special coming to the fresh season. I'm Gorgio, and welcome to this channel. Let's start with the base roller. I think it's going to be like the other two games, that is going to be like a Splat Roller Ditto, and will have the same stats. So according to that theory, we can say that the roller will have a range of 48, ink speed of 45, and a handling of 55. The damage, it will probably also be the same. If you hit them with the center of the roller, you will splat them in one hit, and thanks to its range, you will not have to be as close to them. If you hit them with the sides, it will do between 20 to 90 damage depending on how far you are, while the vertical swing, hitting them from a mid-short distance, will splat them, while faraway targets will probably take around 30 to 40 damage. That's it for the main weapon. I mean, there's not much to say from a Ditto, but if they decide to do a little changes, I hope it's for the best, but I really don't think so. Now let's start getting into the good stuff. The sub weapon, beacons. I have seen very few players use beacons. Maybe it's because there are only two weapons that has them, but even if they use it, they don't do it properly. Depending on the strategy, there are very different ways to use them. For example, the main use, getting back into the game more quickly. You place them close to mid, replace them once in a while, and that's it. But more creative players will start using them as a flanking option, which already is a great improvement. You don't even need to place it in their base. You can get away with it by just simply putting them in a corner near their base. But of course, if you can sneak through, the value could be greater. Helping teammates. Beacons can also be used by your teammates, and I know it will be impossible for you to tell them to use your beacons, unless you're playing with friends. But make sure to place your beacons on places your teammates will feel comfortable super jumping to, like in safe spots, behind the walls or corners, or very hard to reach places. Your team is 3 splash-o-matics?
Hell no, man.
Focus your beacons in mid. You have 2 backliners? Well, place them in the usual sniper spots. Be very aware of your teammates and take in mind how you could help them using the beacons. This sub-weapon can also detect enemies. It has certain radius which will tell you their exact location. This is very useful because of the information it gives, and it's even better with a roller because if someone is camping your beacon, you can see them and splat them before they get a chance. Other uses, you could use this to see if everyone is hiding nearby. The problem with this feature is that you need to open up your map if you actually want to see this information. But I mean, you get used to it. That's why when I play, I sometimes open up the map like a maniac. Like this brings us to the last two uses, which are a little bit specific and occasional. The first one is in Clan Blitz. You can actually super jump to a beacon with a power clamp. So if you're able to put a beacon next to the clamp basket, that would be perfect. But this doesn't always work, so if you put it just a little bit closer, that will be also fine. And the other one is in tower control. If you're right in the tower and for any motive you forgot to place down your beacons, place them in the tower. It will cover a hit or two, but you're not safe against bombs. At the end of the day, the beacons will represent movement options and pressure applied to your opponents. So keep them in mind. With that being said, let's move into the old new stuff. The Kraken! The Kraken in Splatoon 1, I think it was one of the worst specials due to the nerf bunk it had. But I wish to think things will change. Right out of the bat we can see the changes. The Kraken now needs 2 hits in order to splat someone, but with his new ability, the Squid Charge, the Kraken Charge, something like that, addresses the Kraken's weakness against high fire rate weapons and also gives him a one-hit splat. Here we have the footage that Splatoon Japan provided us about the Kraken. Here is the thing that we're interested, right? What? Oh my god, it just appears. Okay, so here we have the activation time. It seems it's not going to be like Splatoon 1 that it was instantaneous, but it seems it's like approximately half a second. Okay, it seems like the power kind of lasts 8 seconds, but if we consider the activation time, it must be around 7.5. Okay, let's take this when the Kraken appears. Yeah, it's like 7.5 seconds of power. That's a pretty good buff from the first Splatoon. Here I have what it used to be with a base duration of 5 seconds. I wonder if this footage was taken with any it looks sick, this frame. If this footage was taken with any special power up, or 7 seconds is just the base duration of the Kraken. This special might have not been the strongest one in the first Splatoon, but it sure was the most fun to use, and it gave you all the freedom you want. Let me explain. Example, do you remember the splashdown? Yeah, that special in Splatoon 2 that nobody liked? Well, they copy a move I created from the first Splatoon. You see, in Splatoon 1 there was a thing where you could super jump in Kraken form and make a surprise attack for anyone near your landing spot. Something like that. I never gave it a name, but if anyone wants to contradict me that I discovered this move, you can crack on this. I was 14 when a Splatoon came. I used to like to discover things on my own, so that's how I discovered this move, by grinding this weapon. Kraken and super jumps. That sounds pretty cool, right? But super jumps do take a lot of time and the special is not infinite. But what if you could, I don't know, activate your special in mid-air? This is what I mean by the freedom they gave us in the first game, and I hope that, at least for the Kraken, they keep it this way. I know this video is getting a little bit long, but I wanted to give one last tip for the Kraken. When you activate your power, you probably go to the enemy turf and splat everything you see, cause mayhem and all that. That's cool, but your special is going to run out. And when that happens, you're kind of surrounded. So that's why I love the special with the Krak-On Splat Roller, because you have your beacon safe spots, right? So before your special runs out, you can always super jump into one of them and get back into action. Okay, with that I have covered everything I have to say right now for the new special and the Krak-On Splat Roller coming for the fresh season. So if you reached this part of the video, thank you so much, I appreciate it, and don't forget to crack on that subscribe button. See you in the next one.